handicap pool lift. Permanent. Okay? All pools. Or else, hotel and restaurants, things like that. Or else you'll be fined. Now, think about this. Why couldn't it just be temporary? Why couldn't you just say, please provide a handicap pool lift at your facility, at your hotel? Let it be temporary, so that if someone is there, they have access. If they're not there, it's put up. And what's the other thing? The unintended consequence. What happens if that permanent pool lift is out there and it's spring break, and a bunch of kids get out there, unsupervised, and they start using the pool lift as a little mini diving board, and then they get hurt? Do you think that they're going to take responsibility and say, oh, I'm sorry, it's my fault? No. Or let's say some children are there and they get too close to the permanent pool lift and they hurt themselves on it. Are the parents that maybe were not paying attention to the child want to say, it was my fault, and then pay attention to the child? No. You are opening these people up to more litigation that comes from the trial lawyers who are always out there looking. So, again, this is the federal government sitting down and not doing something that is reasonable, common sense. They're dictating on high, which causes more expenditure of resources and funds for our small businesses. And most of the, hotels and restaurants that you see along A1A, those are mom and pop type of hotels. Not big, Ritz-Carltons or whatever. $20,000 and $25,000 means a lot to them. Am I right? It means a lot to them because their margins are just that close. But again, this is the regulatory environment in which we live in.
In case of a broker convention, would you consider being our candidate for president?
Not so fast. Hey, look, I don't think it'll get to that. Today's primary day, Wisconsin, Maryland, D.C., and so we'll see what happens. I think that a decision will be made. And understand something. In 2008, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were dueling it out all the way late into June. So don't allow people to create a panic and paranoia out there. I mean, this is what happens. Now, I would prefer these guys stop the circle and firing squad. There's no doubt about that. But I think that everything will be okay by the time we get to 10th of August.
Well, and along that same line a little bit, if enough write-in ballots were cast for you in District 22, would you be allowed to serve 22 and 18?
Only if they double the allowance for the staff so I can cover both congressional districts. Look, no matter what, I will be a voice for you. And, I showed you all previously, let me see if I can. That number keeps going up. This is a voter card, vote card. This is what you put down into the slot, into the machine. You vote yes or no. I don't vote president, okay? But every time you cast a vote, it does not affect the people in the congressional district for which you're the direct representative. It affects people all across the United States of America. So I may not be a direct representative of CD 22. I will still be an indirect representative. I will still be a voice for you. And we will always do the right thing for you. You never have to worry about that.
Tim O'Neill asks that states we're activating missile defense because of North Korea. What secret deal are you aware of, or can you share, that Mr. Obama is promising Mr. Putin? Of Russia.
Hey, look, if it's a secret, I couldn't tell you, because if I told you, then I'd have to kill you. Okay? But I don't know. I mean, I do not know what the little whisper thing was about flexibility. We need to be concerned about that, because if you're the President of the United States, you're Commander-in-Chief, you're charged with protecting the American people. And I don't know what kind of deals they're talking about. You know, there's a lot of talk about a certain leak of information about Israeli bases being established in Azerbaijan. You know, that just came out. You know, those are the type of things we don't need happening in the United States of America. We need to stand by our allies. Strongest ally we have in the Middle East, without a doubt, is Israel. Israel's in a tough situation. To the north, they got Lebanon with Hezbollah running the show up there, 50 to 50,000, rockets and missiles. Every single city in Israel can be struck from southern Lebanon. In Gaza Strip, you got Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Al-Quds, Al-Aqsa, Mars Brigade. Every day, pretty much so, they're catching rockets and mortars coming out of there. Now we found out that the Muslim Brotherhood is going to put up a candidate for president, something they said they weren't going to do. And a year ago, when we asked Hosni Mubarak to step down, now we have Egypt in control. Pretty much so, 70, 80, almost 80% they're calling by radical Islamists of the Muslim Brotherhood. A couple of weeks ago, they rattled their sabers. They said, if you don't give us our $1.2, $1.3 billion of foreign aid, we're going to launch against Israel. And without the approval of the Appropriations Subcommittee on Foreign Relations, the State Department and the Obama administration wrote a check for $1.2, $1.3 billion to Egypt. Those 19 hostages that they had over in Egypt, they got released. Pat yourself on the back. Because the American people wrote a check for $5 million to the Muslim Brotherhood and those radical Islamists for those 19 individuals to be released. That's not how you secure the future of the United States of America. By whispering with President Medvedev and writing checks to radical Islamic groups. Those of you that knew me when I retired down here in 2004, you knew that my hair was not this gray. Or even 2 years ago, it wasn't this gray. That's what keeps me awake at night. Remember, your choice, your future, your decision.
Little note of interest there. Through you and in Washington, we got a chance to meet the Israeli ambassador. And we learned that products, that part of the defense system, Iron Dome, which is being used to protect Israel, is manufactured in Pompano Beach. What are you going to be doing this year to coordinate efforts to reduce the budget by $1 trillion and work with Senate to rebuild Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security system after the health care law is overturned? I think we kind of talked about this.
Yeah, well, we're going to, come up with a plan in case the Supreme Court makes that decision. Now, of course, remember, if it passes in the House, it has to go to the Senate. We wish we had some people in the Senate who would work on us with just a simple thing of creating a budget. So we will come up with a plan. We will get it over there to the Senate, just the same as, 27 pieces of legislation about job creation, about energy policy creation, sitting on the desk of Harry Reid. 27. Luckily, there were 30. They have passed 3 of them. This jobs pieces of legislation the president will be signing sometime later this week. But we're doing the job that you sent us up there to do. I would like to get that number turned around. But I got to have someone on the other side that is willing to admit it's a problem. Not someone on the other side that says we're going to add $11 trillion more to that number.
What do you think about, think of Sharif J. Apram? It's an investigation of the Obama birth certificate fraud. Nothing?
Stop.
Okay.
It's got to be about policy, folks. Don't be distracted. Don't go down the rabbit hole. And the next thing you know, you lose focus on what's really important. Okay? That's what's really important. I'm going to tell you very simple. I really don't care about where he was born. I care about where he's taking our country. That's the most important.
And that was the question, the next question I had, which is where do you think the country will be if Obama is reelected? Where are we headed?
We just showed you. What does flexibility mean? $10 trillion more in debt. 4 more years of $1 trillion plus deficits. Gasoline prices that Secretary Chu once said, you know,